Well, my friends, welcome back to Spot On with Link Lauren, a show where we're going to break down the calamities of Hollywood, the circus of Washington, D.C., and everything in between. Happy Monday, okay? Or if you're listening to us on Tuesday, happy Tuesday. It's another beautiful day on God's green earth. But I didn't get much sleep last night. I'm tired, I'm hungry, I'm hangry, which means nobody is safe today, okay? Nobody is safe from my wrath today. I will say I got back last night. I was on a work/leisure trip in Las Vegas. And I have to say, I met so many incredible people in Las Vegas. I don't leave the house too much. You guys know I don't love to leave my house, but maybe like once a month. I forget that anybody knows me. And I met so many incredible people who came up and said, "Are you Link? I watch your videos. I watch your podcast. I've seen your stuff." And I love that when we meet, we're automatically best friends because we all have shared values. We all love this country. And I'm just so grateful and so humbled from the people I met just walking around Las Vegas. And I will warn you, okay, if you see me out in the flesh and you ask me for a picture or you say hi, I'm probably going to join your vacation. I'm going to join your table at dinner and we're going to end up being best friends. So I am just warning you, but I'm very, very, very grateful. And I don't take it for granted for even 1 second that even a few people care about what I have to say, let alone many people. So I'm very grateful. And we have a huge show planned for you today. I'm going to be testing Meghan Markle's new products. Okay, I ordered Meghan Markle's products because I'm a martyr. I'll be testing them. I've got some of the jams, the jellies, the candles. We'll also talk about Michelle Obama. She's back bitching and complaining about her hair and makeup. We'll talk about Jimmy Kimmel's wife. We'll talk about trans athletes in the Olympics. There's a big development on that. We have so much to discuss. So without further ado, let's dive right in. Recently, I learned about colostrum, the very first milk known as liquid gold that babies receive from their mothers after birth, packed with proteins, natural growth factors, antimicrobial peptides that work to enhance your immune response, reduce inflammation, repair and balance gut lining, reduce bloating, and make your hair and skin look amazing. Today's sponsor, Cowboy Colostrum, offers the highest quality cow colostrum available in the U.S. 100% made in America from 100% American grass-fed cows. They don't overprocess or strip their colostrum, leaving it whole, full fat, and high protein for ultimate nutrient density. It's the highest quality bovine colostrum you can buy. Cowboy is easy to drink, made with delicious natural ingredients and no artificial flavors. Simply add a 3-gram scoop of either their chocolate, Madagascar, vanilla, or strawberry into your coffee or smoothie. For a limited time, our listeners get up to 25% off their entire order. Just head to cowboycolostrum.com/link and use code LINK at checkout. That's 25% off when you use code LINK at cowboycolostrum.com/link. After you purchase, they will ask where you heard about them. Please support our show and tell them we sent you. Well, my friends, I'm a martyr. I do this only for you. I ordered Meghan Markle's products from her brand as ever. Okay, they finally came in the mail. We have orange marmalade, raspberry spread, strawberry spread, flour sprinkles, and then we also have the scented candle. This is scented candle number 84 with water lotus, sandalwood, and California poppy. Now let me read you. Okay, so you guys know I'm a martyr. Let me read you the prices on this. So this candle, okay, was $64. These jams, $36. The flour sprinkles, $15. So I brought some spoons, okay? I'm officially going to try the Duchess of Scamalot's products, and I have to start by saying, when I posted on my Instagram story and showed that all this came in the mail and I was going to be testing it, I got so many messages from people saying, number one, you're committed to your journalism. Yes, I am. I'm very committed, okay? Number two, a lot of people were concerned for me. They said, Link, you need to have one of those taste testers like the president has, allegedly, like people who test your food, you know, like the Middle Eastern leaders. I need a taste tester to make sure Meghan Markle hasn't poisoned me. I feel like Meghan Markle saw Link Lauren and my address on the shipping and probably put rat poison in the food. But nonetheless, we will see if we live another day. I will start off by telling you guys this. The packaging was cheap. Okay, the packaging had all this crinkly paper and I threw most of it away. The spread, I thought when I got the holiday trio of spreads that they were going to come in a nice little package. They were basically wrapped in this cheap crinkly paper and thrown in a box. Okay, but maybe that was just mine. Maybe that was just mine because, you know, Meghan Markle saw my name on the package. But I think we will start with the strawberry spread. Now, Let me read you a little bit about this. This is a versatile set of 3 beloved spreads, delicately sweet and sophisticated orange marmalade, raspberry spread, and our brand new strawberry. This much anticipated flavor is exclusive to our holiday sets. Now, okay, who is anticipating this? And one of Meghan's favorite spreads to make at home. Each spread is inspired by the jams Meghan has created in her own kitchen and shared over the years. Bright, just a bit tart, with a whisper of lemon to bring out the fullness of the flavor. All 3 spreads are crafted to highlight each fruit's natural essence. Now, I will say, okay, Oprah Winfrey, who used to mean something, okay, she has listed these spreads and jams as some of her favorite things. There's actually a headline from Oprah. I drizzle Meghan's jam on my English muffins. Okay, so Oprah has put this on her list of her favorite things, which used to be a huge deal. Even 10 years ago, 20 years ago, I remember being a kid, Oprah's favorite things could just move mountains, could move products. But then again, Oprah's been eating Gale for 40 years, so I'm not sure her taste buds are up to snuff. But nonetheless, we will be trying these products. Let's start with the strawberry spread. Ooh. Y'all, it looks like what came over Carrie in that movie, okay? I got the cheap spoons. Okay, I'm not gonna use the good spoons in case any of this is toxic, okay? I didn't use my mother's china or her silver. Oh God. Let me read you guys this. Okay, 35 calories, 7 grams of added sugar, 14% of your daily whatever. The ingredients: strawberries, organic cane sugar, organic lemon juice concentrate, and fruit pectin. Refrigerate after opening. Now let me say this. Okay, before I try, a lot of people reached out to me and said, thank you for trying out the jams and jellies. I'm calling them jams and jellies. I guess they're spreads. I have to say, I'm a very objective person. Okay, if they are good, I will separate the art from the artist. Okay, like when I watch a Harvey Weinstein film, okay, I will separate the art from the artist. Okay, I don't care if someone's been in a scandal, if someone's a despicable person. If the product is good, I'll give credit where credit is due, okay? If that little huckster over in Montecito actually made a good spread, we'll see. Okay, here we go. I'm taking as little as possible, you guys. I try to get as little as possible on the spoon, okay? Okay. It tastes like Smuckers. Okay, Smuckers or Smackers, whatever the hell that is. I would not probably pay $36 for this. It does not taste excellent. It's nothing groundbreaking. You could put it on toast in the morning. Let's try the orange marmalade, okay? Ooh, it smells really bad. I'm sorry. Okay, it smells terrible, you guys. I feel like I'm on the show Fear Factor where they have to like eat slugs and stuff. I feel like, oh my God. I feel like I'm at fat camp and they're like forcing me to eat vegetables or something. I don't know if fat camp is real. Okay. No. I literally feel my throat closing. Oh my God. Orange marmalade tastes like crap. I actually feel sick. That's really not good. That's not good. I really feel my throat is closing. I'm about to vomit, you guys. I'm actually about to vomit all over everything. That was pretty disgusting. Okay. Ooh. This is diabolical. Okay, the orange marmalade is literally diabolical. Now we're gonna try the raspberry spread. Okay, we're trying the raspberry spread. The one thing I will say about these products, if you're ever gonna like waterboard or do torture to get information out of someone, have them try one bite of this. Have one little spoon of orange marmalade. You guys, I literally feel like I'm gonna vomit. Okay. The raspberry spread. I'm taking as little as possible. I'm literally putting as little as possible. Okay. Maybe she did poison me, that bitch. I'd actually respect her more if she poisoned me. Okay. Yeah, this one's a no, too. Okay. I made my decision. The only one that is remotely good, and I will say it's genuinely good, is the strawberry spread. The strawberry spread is the only one I would say is worth potentially ordering. If you're into spreads, this is decent. The orange marmalade, literally the worst thing I've ever swallowed. Literally the worst thing I've probably ever put in my mouth, okay? If my mom's Bible study is watching, I will say no further. But ladies, I'm telling you, orange marmalade from Meghan Markle's brand As Ever is probably the worst tasting thing in life. I actually question Oprah for putting it on her favorite things. Now, we have to try the flour sprinkles. Now, let me just say this, okay? Meghan Markle, she wants to be the next Martha Stewart. She acts like she's the next, Anthony Bourdain. She literally will throw some flour sprinkles on food and call it gourmet. Okay, so she thinks throwing flour sprinkles is going to change a recipe or a meal. I don't like flour sprinkles. I think it's tacky. I think it's cheap. I can't believe I paid $15 for something I can go get in the yard. But nonetheless, let me read you what's in here. Dried rose, calendula, and blue cornflower petals and hibiscus flowers. Okay. Number one, it looks like something Bob Marley would have rolled up and smoked. It looks like something Bob Marley would have smoked. Do I just try? How do you try flower? How do you try flower petals? Do you just put some in your mouth? I mean, I've never. It tastes like straw. It tastes like straw. Okay. This is a no for me also. This is an absolute no. I would not pay $15 for this crap. Okay. I will not pay $15. I feel like I'm going to be sick. I actually feel like I'm eating printer paper. I feel like I'm eating printer paper. So this is a no. The last thing we have to try, you guys, I'm literally about to vomit. The last thing we have to try, the As Ever scented candle. Now, this candle is supposed to smell like Meghan Markle's home. Okay, I'm not sure if I want to smell Meghan Markle's home. I will say, at least it's not the Gwyneth Paltrow vagina candle. Remember Gwyneth Paltrow did that candle? It was like, this smells like my vagina. If Meghan Markle did a candle like that, it would probably wipe out an entire village. Okay, it'd be like a mustard gas bomb. Okay, so I'm glad that this candle smells like her home, and at least it doesn't smell like her. The one thing I'll say is, because I wasn't going to spend that much money, there were two candles. One is supposed to smell like her home in California. The other one was supposed to smell like, I think, Frogmore Gardens in the English countryside. I thought that was ridiculous because she could have just stayed living at Frogmore Gardens in the English countryside, but nonetheless, she didn't have to make a candle. All right, let's open it. Just... Okay, this is what it looks like. No. You guys, there's no wick. Wait, producer Kylie, there's no wick, right? Am I crazy? Where's the thing that I light? This has to be a joke. No, I'm not even kidding. I'm not kidding. You guys, this isn't a stunt. There's literally nothing to light in here. No, it's not pasted down. My producer's in my ear. Is it pasted down? No, it's not pasted down. Zoom in. There's literally nothing. There's nothing to light on the candle. This is like Meghan Markle's career. Failure to launch. Oh my God. Wait, this is not a joke. I ordered Meghan Markle's candle. There's nothing to light. I literally want a refund. Meghan Markle, send me a freaking refund. So I paid, how much did I pay for this? $64. I paid $64 for a candle you can't light. And you know how God has a sense of humor? I was running around the house this morning looking for matches or looking for a lighter. So I literally finally found matches. Okay, we're a few minutes late filming the show. Looks like I didn't even need a match because there's nothing to light in the candle. Light a candle. Okay, let me smell it. Smells like a whorehouse in Nevada. It smells no different than a Yankee candle you could get at CVS. It's not my favorite scent. It's a very feminine scent. I will tell you, it is actually very, very feminine. It's supposed to be water lotus, sandalwood, and California poppy. It does probably smell like Meghan Markle's bathroom at her home in Montecito, I will tell you that. But it's a no for me. I will say this. If I'm paying $64 for a candle, there better be a wick. Okay, there better be something that I can actually light. I actually think this is a joke. This has to be a prank, you guys. The candle, I will say, it's weighty. It's heavy. It doesn't feel cheap. I'll give her credit for that. It doesn't feel cheap. The problem is you can't light it, you bird brain bitch. There's nothing in here. So someone at quality control needed to control the quality because there's nothing to light. So I think this is a metaphor. This is a metaphor because everything Meghan tries to do and she tries to ignite, it flops. Okay, everything she touches turns to crap. She goes to the Dodgers game, look what happened. So nonetheless, everything Meghan Markle does gets markled. I feel like I just got markled. You guys, I've officially been markled because there's no wick in the candle. So that's my review. Okay, Meghan's brand, as ever, it's a no for me. It's an absolute no for me. The only redeemable one was what? The strawberry? Which one was redeemable? I think the strawberry. I thought that was decent. I can't even remember. The marmalade is probably the worst thing I've ever tasted. It tastes like vomit and it tastes like puke. Okay, so if that's your thing, order this. It literally looks like vomit too. It looks terrible. So this is a no. The candle is a no. All in all, I give the brand 2 out of 10. The candle did have some weight to it. Some of these things are remotely edible, but I don't think it's worth your money. Okay, you can go to the grocery store. You can support a small business of someone who actually loves this country, who actually has something to offer to society. As ever, we'll be keeping our eyes on you. I don't think I'll be ordering another candle, but I am going to see if they can give me a refund on this one. So Meghan Markle's PR team, you guys played games with the wrong one. You messed around with the wrong one. But we got to move on to some more topics. Okay, I've washed my mouth out with soap. I am back. I've recovered, thankfully, from trying Meghan Markle's products. The last thing I want to discuss as it pertains to Meghan Markle, because I know any more Meghan Markle, you guys will be as sick as I am right now after eating her products. She's apparently making a return to acting. Okay, we have this here in the notes. Okay, so The Sun broke the news that Meghan Markle is filming a new movie for Amazon MGM Studios. Apparently, she is going to be playing herself, okay? I think this is the perfect role for Meghan Markle, okay? I don't know which version of herself she's going to be playing because there are about 10 different Meghan Markles, okay? But she says she's going to be playing Meghan Markle in a movie. I don't know if this is an accomplishment. Is she going to be playing an entitled, spoiled ex-duchess who shanked her in-laws and ran away from the royal family? That would be true, okay? That would be a really true and accurate portrayal of Meghan Markle, but let me read you a little bit about this. So she's going to be playing herself in a movie called Close Personal Friends. I didn't know Meghan had any of those. It stars Brie Larson, Lily Collins, Jack Quaid, Henry Golding. Fun fact, I used to take acting classes with Brie Larson's acting coach. Her career went a little bit better than mine. A source clarified that Markle has a small role in the movie. Meanwhile, a studio source told The Sun that Markle's return to acting is a massive moment and signifies a return of doing what she truly loves. Now, you know Meghan Markle's PR wrote that, okay? Meghan Markle's PR wrote that because all they do is just say amazing, incredible things about her. But Meghan Markle, I don't know if this is really an accomplishment, okay? This isn't a dramatic role. This isn't something that's going to win an Oscar. Okay, I actually wish she were better at playing herself. If she were better at playing herself, maybe some of us would actually like her, okay? But Meghan Markle, we wish you well with your return to acting. The last thing I want to say, Meghan Markle, she went to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday over the weekend. Every celebrity was at Kris Jenner's 70th birthday, okay? It was like an Illuminati meeting, okay? It was like a Diddy freak-off party, but for Kris Jenner, who had turned 70. And Meghan Markle, she goes to Kris Jenner's 70th birthday party with Prince Harry. He's loving the attention. They're loving the paparazzi. She looked horrible. Her outfit was horrible. But I just want to mention, Meghan Markle did not wear a poppy for National Remembrance Day, and then her team said that it wasn't easily available here in the United States. Now, this is BS because they've worn the poppies before. For those of us here in the United States, National Remembrance Day, as far as I understand, is sort of like their Memorial Day in the United Kingdom. Meghan Markle did not even wear a poppy. She was out in Hollywood hanging out with her rich celebrities like Oprah Winfrey, Jeff Bezos, Lauren Sanchez, all the Kardashians. That's who Meghan Markle is. She doesn't care about the UK. She doesn't care about the Commonwealth. She doesn't care about doing good for people. She cares about being in this Hollywood elite circle. And she's dined out on her title for years. The only reason people still invite Meghan Markle is because she has conned them into thinking she's still connected to the royal family. And all of these idiots in Hollywood, like the Kardashians, they probably think, oh, she's a duchess. What does that even mean? Okay, she's a duchess? No, she's not a duchess. She doesn't go to the UK. She sits around her mansion in Montecito making cheap jams, jellies, and dog biscuits. So Meghan Markle, everything she touches turns to crap. Her brand is terrible. I'm actually genuinely upset. I spent $64 on that candle and I couldn't even light it. That's actually an embarrassment for Meghan Markle. That's 100% embarrassing. But Meghan Markle, we got to move on and pay our own bills, and then we'll be back discussing some new topics. All right, folks, Beam's cyber sale is now open for early access for my listeners, and it's their best offer of the year, but only for 48 hours. Right now, my listeners get up to 50% off with my code LINK. You can grab Dream for just $32.50. That breaks down to only $1.08 per night for the best sleep of your life. In politics, you need energy to stay ahead, but I battled with sleepless nights that left me off balance. Beam's Dream Powder changed the game. Proudly American and backed by science, Dream is packed with ingredients your body actually needs to sleep. Reishi, magnesium, L-theanine, apigenin, and yes, even melatonin. But dosed intelligently, not like the drugstore garbage that knocks you out and leaves you groggy. Fall asleep quick, wake up laser sharp. Go to shopbeam.com/link and use code LINK for up to 50% off during Beam's cyber sale. You can grab Dream for just $32.50, but here's the catch. Dream is only available at this price until it sells out. So seriously think about it. How much would you pay for a truly great night of sleep? With Beam's cyber price, it's just $1.08 per night. That's shopbeam.com/link. Use code LINK and get up to 50% off during their cyber sale. Over the last few days, so much happened, okay? Michelle Obama, she's back bitching and moaning about being famous and dealing with hair and makeup, but Stephen Colbert and Jimmy Kimmel's wife are also just the bane of my existence, okay? I can't stand these people. I want to start with this clip of Colbert, and then we'll discuss.
Why should shows like mine continue to exist, or like Kimmel or Jimmy or whatever?
And I said everyone plays a great affection, which is why I'm saying
I said, why? Oh, we're like your friend who at the end of the day paid attention to the news more than you did. And you're aware of it. You just didn't do the detail work that we did. And then we curate that back to you at the end of the day.
The sheer elitism from Stephen Colbert. We're your friend who paid attention to the news more than you, and we're going to tell you what happened that day. I'm sorry. If I wanted to hear a bunch of crap, I would tune into Stephen Colbert. And here's the thing. Stephen Colbert, he used to be pretty funny. He used to be kind of funny. He used to be a little bit interesting. Now Stephen Colbert is nothing but a Democratic shill, and we saw it during 2020. We saw it with the pandemic and the pandemonium. There was no one pushing Big Pharma harder than Stephen Colbert. And for him to act like, okay, he's this holier-than-thou guy. He knows what's going on. He has his finger on the pulse. You don't, okay? And there's a reason all of these shows, their ratings are going down. We don't want to get our news from Stephen Colbert anymore, some little shill, when we can get it from social media, podcast, independent influencers, and journalists who really know what's going on. Okay, so Stephen Colbert, you're a flop. For you to sit there and act like you're this genius and you know things and you're going to tell the little people about what happened that day, that's filtered through your lens, okay? It's filtered through your own biases. That's who you are, Stephen Colbert. So I don't find you that funny, and I don't find you that interesting. Someone else I don't find that interesting is Jimmy Kimmel's wife. I don't know why we have to listen to Jimmy Kimmel's wife, but she went absolutely viral over the weekend for some comments she made about losing family members because they happen to support President Trump.
And there's like a little bit of sympathy I have for people in my family that I feel are kind of being deliberately misinformed every day. Mm-hmm. And they're deliberately being misinformed every day. Mm-hmm. And they believe it. But it hurts me so much because of the personal relationship I now have, where my husband is out there fighting this man. And to me, them voting for Trump is them not voting for my husband and me and our family. I wish I could like deprogram myself in some way, but I get really angry. And I've sent many emails to family like right before the election saying, I'm begging you, here's the 10 reasons not to vote for this guy.
How come this is always coming from one side? Okay, these Democrats, these liberals, they don't want to accept their conservative, their common sense, their independent family members. We don't see this from the right, okay? I'm conservative. Many of you watching this are conservative. You might be MAGA, MAHA, independent, just right of center, okay? We don't exile people from our lives because they happen to think a little bit differently, because they happen to vote a little bit differently, okay? But the left, they love to preach about diversity and all of this inclusion, but they don't actually like diversity of thought because they are willing to lose family members all because they voted for President Trump. Because a family member said, you know what, I believe there are two genders. I want a secure border. I want common sense. That is worth losing a family member over. The LA Hollywood elite, slimy, smarmy attitude from Jimmy Kimmel, his wife, and everybody on that podcast, it makes my skin crawl. It makes my skin crawl because they want to point the fingers to the right. They want to point at the right and say, you guys don't accept us. You guys are bigoted and small-minded. You all are the most small-minded people. If anybody steps out of your pre-prescribed doctrine, you're sending nasty emails to your family members. She said, I tried to deprogram myself. She said her family members were being deliberately misinformed. I'm here to tell you, you living in your rich, fancy neighborhood in Hollywood, you're probably pretty misinformed about the issues that actually matter to Americans, okay, across the country. I don't want to hear from Jimmy Kimmel, who makes millions of dollars a year, or his wife, who gets to spend his millions of dollars a year. I don't want to hear from her about the issues. I just don't, okay? You guys can choose to live in liberal, failing California. We're going to be here in reality. Now, speaking of an out-of-touch liberal elite celebrity, we have to talk about Kim Kardashian. Okay, she did not go to law school. She did some private apprenticeship where basically you throw money at private tutors and they tutor you, and she thinks that she is going to be a lawyer. And look, I'm not someone who thinks, Kim Kardashian should stay the way she was 20 years ago when we discovered her on her back in a sex tape. If she wants to become a lawyer and build these billion-dollar businesses, that's the American dream, okay? Kim Kardashian, you might be able to become a lawyer, but she failed the bar exam. Kim Kardashian, she failed the California bar exam, and she did a post saying, I'm not a lawyer yet, but I will play a very well-dressed lawyer on TV 6 years into this law journey, and I'm still all in until I pass the bar. No shortcuts, no giving up, just more studying and even more determination, yada, yada, yada. I was so close to passing the exam, that only motivates me even more. Let's go. Okay, I will say, there are plenty of prominent people who have not passed the bar, okay? I think JFK Jr., I believe he did not pass the bar the first 3 times, or maybe he passed on the 3rd time. It's not uncommon, right? The bar exam is supposed to be hard. Most of my friends, they do pass the bar on the first time, okay? They go to law school, they pass the bar. I will say, if Jasmine Crockett can pass the bar, there is no excuse for Kim Kardashian, okay? If Jasmine Crockett can pass the bar, there's no excuse, okay? Kamala Harris. She allegedly passed the California bar years ago. That was actually the last time she ever passed a bar. I don't think Kamala Harris is passing up any bars. I'm still unsure when it comes to Jasmine Crockett and Kamala Harris. When I see clips of them, did they pass the bar or were they sitting at a bar? But nonetheless, if Kamala Harris and Jasmine Crockett can pass the bar exam, Kim Kardashian should be able to pass the bar exam. But I don't know how she's supposed to pass when she's running Skims. She's doing photo shoots. She's selling these fake bush panties. She's selling fake nipple piercings. She's filming a TV show. She is shocked that she did not pass the bar. How are you supposed to pass the bar and raise your kids? Okay, I know she has nannies, but you're supposed to raise your kids too and pass the bar. I'm just not seeing it anytime soon for Kim Kardashian. But I wish her well. Speaking of wishing people well, we got to talk about these SNAP benefits and this EBT situation that's still going on in the country. Anytime I look online, okay, there's either a video of someone on SNAP who is stealing from a grocery store. There's a video of someone crying and saying they're starving. I have made videos about the SNAP and EBT program, okay? There are 42 million Americans on SNAP. That is absolutely insane. People are gaming the system. There are dead people on the system. There are still veterans, right, who are sleeping on the street and trying to get food. And I see people on TikTok stealing from grocery stores and filling their carts up with junk, okay, with their SNAP cards. But there's also a video. There's a video that has gone viral of a woman saying she is starving because she hasn't gotten her SNAP benefits. I want to take a look and then discuss.
It's really bad.
Danielle Grant is starving.
I don't know. I'm trying to see if I can get some food because we literally don't have anything to eat today or tomorrow.
Okay. The broadcaster that said Danielle Grant is starving. She does not look like she's starving in that clip. Okay, she does not look like she's starving in that clip whatsoever. And I'm also sick of these people saying they need the government to pay for everything. They need the government to pay for all their food and all their groceries. That woman, she doesn't look hungry. These people have their hair done. Her hair is in pink braids. That's not cheap. They have tattoos, piercings, their hair done. They have cell phones. They're sitting in cars, filming themselves sometimes in these videos. I'm so sick. I'm so sick of all the performative theatrics and all the faux outrage going on. Okay. The SNAP program. Number one, it's supposed to be temporary for people who are really in a tough spot. If you have a couple of months where you're struggling, you got to feed your kids, you're in between jobs, that's what the SNAP program is for. I have no problem, okay, if someone is disabled, if they've served this country, if they're really in a tough spot, for them being able to use the SNAP program. But there are these welfare queens, like this woman in the video, who continue to abuse and misuse the system time and time again. And it's not the American taxpayer's job to subsidize you filling your cart up with Doritos, Fritos, and a bunch of junk and crap, okay? So we're gonna pay for you to get all these sugary drinks and all this junk food. And then the American taxpayer is supposed to pay for you when you have diabetes and all of these health issues and you go to the doctor's office. So this is just a circuitous, never-ending cycle of these people living on welfare in this welfare state in the United States of America. So when the government reopens, maybe by the time you watch this, the government will be reopened, we really need to go through these scrolls and kick people off of SNAP. There's no reason we should have 42 million people on SNAP here in the United States of America. Okay, there are about, what, 300 and something million people in this country. You're telling me 42 million. 42 million need SNAP. I'm not buying it. But the last thing I'll say is this. There are 21 states, 21 Democratic states that are hiding who is on SNAP. They don't want to turn over to the federal government who is on SNAP because you have illegal migrants, you have criminals, you have people who are abusing the system. So we'll be monitoring this. We'll be monitoring this whole situation. This next story is breaking while we're filming the podcast. I had to discuss this. So the Olympics have said they are going to ban transgender athletes in 2028, and that makes me so happy, okay? It's insane we even have to have this conversation and have this discussion. Why should we even have to argue over men and women's sports or men and women's locker rooms, okay? This used to be common sense before all the woke crap came in and infested society and sports. Okay, but let me read you about this, okay? The IOC, the International Olympic Committee, will enact a new policy that will prohibit trans female athletes from competing against biological women, according to multiple reports. The IOC's current policy leaves it up to each individual sports governing body to make policies governing transgender athletes, but as the IOC changed its leadership, the Times of London reported on Monday that its policies are set to change as well. I love this, okay? The left in the West, in the United States, in the UK, in all these countries, they say they love protecting women. We're all about feminism and protecting women. You're not protecting women if you allow men to come in and be in their locker rooms and on their sports teams. And we've had girls who get hurt, they injure themselves. Girls should not have to compete against grown men on their sports teams, okay? It's fairness, okay? There are biological differences between men and women. It's not sexist to say it, okay? Women will tell you there are differences between them and men time and time again, okay? You should not have to compete against men when they have those advantages. So I'm so happy that the Olympics, they're going to make this change, but it's also a sad day. It's a sad day that we even have to discuss this. And the last thing we have to discuss before we go and pay some bills is Michelle Obama. So Michelle Obama is the gift that keeps on giving, okay? We almost need a tracker up on the screen every single day. Every single day, Michelle Obama goes out there and she complains about hair and makeup and how she hated being First Lady. I want to start by playing you this one clip where she admits she never wanted Barack to be in politics.
My husband decided that he was going to be a politician, which was like, oh my God, really? Can you pick just one other career? I mean, there's so much. You're very talented. You know, you could do almost anything. Are you sure politics is what you want to do?
I am still waiting for Michelle Obama to say thank you. Those two words, okay? If Michelle Obama would just say thank you for giving me the honor and the privilege of being First Lady. Why can't she just say that? Why does she have to bitch and moan and complain every single day about every single thing under the sun? I'm so sorry she had to be married to the President of the United States. If First Lady Melania Trump went out there and she denigrated her husband in that way, CNN would be coming in with breaking news. Okay, but with Michelle Obama, they laugh and they think it's so funny. And oh, she didn't want to be First Lady and she didn't want to do any of this. I don't actually find it that funny. I don't find it that funny. We paid for her to live in the White House. Okay, we paid for her Secret Service to this day. We gave her the American dream. We gave this woman the American dream, and all she does is bitch and complain about the fact that she had to be First Lady. If it was so hard for you, get up and walk out of the White House. Get up and walk out, but you didn't want to do that because you enjoyed the lifestyle. The last clip I want to play you. This clip has gone absolutely viral. Michelle Obama is once again complaining about having a glam team.
You know, I was up for the public,
Yes.
and the days were long. So as you mentioned, to save time,
Yes.
you know, I know having a glam team, a trifecta, it feels like a luxury, but it was a necessity.
Yes.
There's absolutely no way that I would be able to do my hair and makeup and have clothes ready that fit, you know, because rare is the woman that can live off the rack.
Yes.
You know,
Rare is the woman who can live off the rack. Okay. Those are not words I ever need to hear from a First Lady or former First Lady. And she's complaining about having hair and makeup and stylist and a glam team because it was so hard for her being the First Lady of the United States. Say thank you. Michelle Obama, say thank you. She's also on Jamie Kern Lima's podcast, who's, in my opinion, this insane cringe woman. She's the one who did the podcast with Meghan Markle where they were crying and saying, yet, the power of yet. I haven't reached success yet. That's who that woman is. And so Michelle Obama, you're at the bottom of the barrel scraping. I'll also say this. Michelle Obama, she has a few fans. Okay, they find their way into their comments. They might be in the comments on here. And they're mad that I'm discussing Michelle Obama's hair and makeup and her clothes. You guys, give us something else to talk about. All Michelle Obama does is go out there and talk about her hair and makeup and her clothes. She's literally doing a book. The book is called The Look, and it's all about her different looks throughout the years. And people are mad at me saying it's frivolous to discuss Michelle Obama's clothes. I've also never seen someone do a fashion book who doesn't have but maybe 2 or 3 good looks. Okay, Michelle Obama doing a fashion book is insane. Okay, it's like me doing a book on the Olympics when I used to get lapped in the mile in PE in high school. Okay, that's how ridiculous it is for Michelle Obama to be doing a book on fashion, but she can continue complaining. She can complain about being First Lady. The last thing I'll say is this. There's probably a reason she and her husband aren't seen in the same room that much. Okay, there's a myriad of reasons why we don't see them together. But there's nothing a man hates more than coming home to a woman who's constantly emasculating them, denigrating them, and complaining. Okay, all Michelle Obama does is complain, and she has nothing to complain about. She's got gazillions of dollars. She lives in mansions. She's had a charmed life, and all she had to do was marry well. We weren't expecting the world from Michelle Obama. She was married to the president. She had to show up to ribbon cuttings and state dinners and plant vegetable gardens and do some push-ups on the Ellen show. That's all that was expected of her. But keep complaining, Michelle Obama, and we'll keep calling you out on your BS. Okay, you guys need to hear about this. Today's show is brought to you by Oxford Natural, the people behind Optimum Day and Optimum Night. These are all natural supplements, and thousands of Americans are already on them because they actually work. Here's the deal. Optimum Day gives you clean energy, kills those cravings, and helps with weight loss. Optimum Night, that's your reset button. It calms you down, gets you sleeping deep, and you wake up ready to go again. And the results are insane. Michael Owen, the England soccer legend, he's down 40 pounds. Robbie from AFTV dropped over 100. Linda, a top law executive, she's down 50. And Anita, an immigration lawyer, she's down 60 pounds. Real people, real results. So if you want in, scan the QR code or hit the link below. And listen, if you use the code SPOT, you get 70% off your first order. That's 70% off, so don't wait. Start your transformation right now with Oxford Natural. Let's get to work. Well, my friends, thanks for tuning in to Spot On with Link. Lauren, I absolutely love you. We will be back on Wednesday with a hot new episode. And if you're listening to us on SiriusXM, we are now on SiriusXM channel 111, to my recollection. But I love you guys. Kiss your loved ones. I will see you in the next one. Bye.